President be taken out of the Philippines against his will. Former President Duterte was deprived of the right to be visited or to have conferences with immediate family members under Section 2F of Republic Act 7438. General Torre admitted he did not allow Vice President Sara Duterte to visit former President in Villamorbais, contrary to RA 7438. Former President was further denied the right to be brought to judicial authorities under Article 59 of the Rome Statute. Para magbigay ng liwanag at maklaro yung ibang bagay-bagay, nais kong magbigay ng dalawang dokumento ngayon. Yung unang-una, yung timeline pa lamang. So, umpisahan na lang natin yung timeline. Mabilis lang to sana. Pero mahaba-haba kasi nag-uumpisa to sa March 2019 nung nag-withdraw ang Pilipinas sa Rome Statute. Tapos yung prosecutor requested authorization. 2023 ang ICC nag-umpisa na naman ang investigasyon sa drug war. And then the appeals chamber, July 5 ng 2023, ipinagtatanggol ni VP Sara yung confidential fund ng DepEd at ng OVP. Yung ICC chamber delivered its judgment 18 July 2023. Pero inulit na naman ni Presidente Bongbong 24 November ng 2023 na simple lang ang isyung yan. Hindi naman siguro tama na ang tagalabas ang mag-iimbestiga dito sa atin. So yun ang nangyari, Tapos gusto natin maintindihan yung konteksto ng mga pangyayari. At nung 15 December 2023, andyan na yung sulat kay VP Sara na the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Republic of the Philippines after the effectivity of our withdrawal is very much in question, and I am certain that you and all of my cabinet will echo my views. Sabi rin niya, for the 100th time, I do not recognize the jurisdiction of the ICC in the Philippines. Noong 28 January 2024, kauna-unahang maisog rally at binanatan ni former President ang ating Pangulo Bongbong. Noong 29 January, kick-off rally ng Bagong Pilipinas, pero kasabay din ang candlelight prayer rally ni Presidente Duterte. 30 January 2024, eto na yung unang hearing ko sa PI, People's Initiative, February 2 sa Davao, 13 dito na naman February sa Senado. And 20 February, si Pangulo ay nagsabi, I don't approve or deny it, but the ICC haven't done anything illegal. Ito yung tinutukoy ni Secretary Boying na pagbabago. Once they do, we will do something about it, but we are an open country. 19-2024, June. VP resigns as DepEd Secretary. 20 July, maisog, rally liwasan. 16 August, first Quadcom in Bacolor, Pampanga. 22 September 2024, VP Sara says, hindi naman kasi kami talaga nag-uusap. Hindi kami magkaibigan unang-una. Ayun na. And then 12 October 2024, sabi ni PBBM, I don't know anymore. I'm a little dismayed to hear she doesn't think we are friends. 11 November 2024, nag-attend si former President Duterte ng 11th Quadcom hearing. 13 November 2024, E.S. Bersamin said local authorities would consider cooperating with the Interpol if the ICC seeks the intervention of the International Anti-Crime Body. 14 November 2024, nung nakaraang taon, ang sabi ng ating Pangulo, if that's the wish of Duterte, we will not block the ICC. We will not just cooperate. 28 November, first bicameral conference tungkol sa 2025 GAA. And the 2nd of December 2024, first formal impeachment case against VP Sara. 11 December, second bicam. 18 December ang privilege speech ko at sumunod yung mga kaso. And 19 December, third impeachment complaint. 13 January 2025, itong taon na ito, INC Peace Rally in Manila. And 24 January, itong taon na to, Secretary of Justice Remulla said, the Marcos administration will sit down with the ICC and discuss certain areas of cooperation in the latter's investigation. He also said, cooperation with an international tribunal is permissible, noting that ICC representatives have already been going in and out of the country without us raising anything. So may admission po ron, and 28 January 2025, may mga declare the 2025 national budget unconstitutional. Nung 5 February nitong taong to, impeachment of VP Sara was approved in the House of Representatives. 10 February, the ICC prosecutor applied for an arrest warrant against former President Duterte. 22 February, People's Indignation Rally Mandaue, Cebu. 7 March, the warrant of arrest against the former president was issued as secret by the ICC chamber. 10 March, 2 PNP memos regarding the deployment of personnel and augmentation of PNP personnel to PRO 11. 11 March, the warrant of arrest was reclassified as public this time by ICC. Times received an ICC request for the arrest and extradition of former President Interpol and PNP with his Miranda rights postponed at his request. He then was taken to Villamor, where he was housed in Maharlika Hall with his family and some legal advisors. By 11 a.m., Malacanang confirmed his arrest, while his daughter Kitty live-streamed the event. By 11:03, Duterte was flown out of the country on a chartered flight to Dubai and Rotterdam, Netherlands, as President Marcos held a press briefing on the arrest. 12 March 2025, DOJ Prosecutor General Fadulion issued a certification, bago po to, nahanap lang namin to, that President Duterte was arrested on 12 March 2025, approximately 11:44 a.m. May problema ako sa datos nito kasi bakit 1 day later? The custodial state has determined to deliver Rodrigo Roa Duterte to the ICC in accordance with Article 59.4 of the Rome Statute. And in accordance with Article 59.7, the arrested individual shall be transported to The Hague and placed in the custody of the International Criminal Court. 13 March, during an interview with Pinky Webb, Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla revealed that Duterte's arrest was a group effort involving National Security Advisor Año, Defense Secretary Chodoro, the President, with Año playing a key intelligence role in monitoring Duterte's travel. On 20 March, we had the hearing here in the Senate. The highlights of the hearing were the denial of Año of any involvement in the arrest, and John Vic, SILG Remulyo denied. PCTC said the Interpol issued a diffusion, not a red notice, and Justice Secretary Remulla claimed that ICC has jurisdiction over individuals and crimes despite the withdrawal of the Philippines from the Rome Statute because international humanitarian law is already customary law. Of course, we are all aware that this is not applicable, being solely limited to war crimes. In the meantime, PNP General claimed that in expediting President Duterte's turnover to the ICC was trying to comply with the time period set forth in Article 125 of the Revised Penal Code, which applies only to warrantless arrest. A 24 Oras report revealed that Philippine authorities had planned Duterte's arrest since January under Oplan Tugis by the PNP CIDG, and that Duterte sought asylum in China, but this was later denied by all parties. On the same day, DILG Secretary Remulla denied involvement in the arrest, stating he was unaware of any core group behind it and only learned of the Interpol red notice on the day of Duterte's detention. So, as far as the investigation goes, this is the timeline, and we're happy to share it with you. In the meantime, I'd like to read the preliminary findings following last week's investigation and public hearing. Number one, the Philippines had no legal obligation to arrest former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and turn him over to the International Criminal Court. What was received was only a diffusion notice, not verified or approved by the Interpol Secretariat. No verification by the Interpol whether the request complied with Article 3 of their Constitution, forbidding Interpol from undertaking any intervention or activities of a political, military, religious, or racial character. Under the terms of the diffusion notice, there was no obligation on the part of the Philippines to turn over former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to the ICC, absent any request for extradition or request for surrender. Under Article 92 of the Rome Statute, a provisional arrest is followed by a request for surrender. There is also no indication that the ICC even requested for the surrender of former president after his provisional arrest. There is likewise no indication that the ICC requested extradition after the arrest. Finally, the argument of Secretary of Julia is deeply flawed, inasmuch as international humanitarian law, customary law, cannot apply. He is accused of crimes against humanity, not war crimes. IHL refers war crimes. Procedural administrative matters such as court processes do not become part of customary international law. IHL is international customary law, but the jurisdiction of ICC cannot be considered customary under IHL. The finding. The Philippine government decided to assist the ICC to arrest the former president. The administration already started preparation prior to March 11. The PNP mobilized units on March 10. The National Security Advisor was already tracking the former president's camp before the arrest. Even before the ICC prosecutor applied for a warrant of arrest, there was already statements by key executive officials that the administration will cooperate if the ICC processes the request through Interpol to arrest the former president. Finally, the claim of the Department of Interior and Local Government Secretary Remulla that the supposed effort was only based on rumor is incredible. This attempt to cover up was already aired on media and what had already come to pass was an indication of a comprehensive plan to arrest the former president already being in place even before the date indicated in the ICC warrant March 11. Finally, my third preliminary finding was that there were glaring violations of the rights of the former president. The constitutional safeguard process of law were not observed. No warrant was issued by a Philippine court. The arrest did not fall within the exception of a warrantless arrest. Meanwhile, General Torre invoked 125 article of the revised penal code only applying to warrantless arrest. The constitutional safeguards for the right to liberty of abode also guarded. No court order was issued mandating that the former president be taken out of the Philippines against his will. Former President Duterte was deprived of the right to be visited or to have conferences with immediate family members under Section 2F of Republic Act 7438. General Torre admitted he did not allow Vice President Sara Duterte visit former president in Villamorbais, contrary to RA 7438. Former President was further denied the right to be brought to judicial authorities under Article 59 of the Rome Statute. The former President was also denied the right to apply for release under Article 59 of the Rome Statute or the right to apply for bail under prevailing jurisprudence on extradition. However, during the public hearing March 20 here at the Senate, the Secretary of Justice insisted on the inapplicability of the Rome Statute. But a DOJ verification signed by Prosecutor General Richard Fadullon stated very clearly that the DOJ made the following determinations. As competent authority of the custodial state, the arrest issued complies with Article 59 of the Rome Statute. To recall, DOJ spokesperson Clavano released a statement last March 13 saying, ang naging role namin ay competent judicial authority. Kami na ang nag-aas na lahat ng proper processes ay ginawa. Similar to Prosecutor General Fadullon, the DOJ spokesperson showed that the article cited in the Rome Statute had been complied with. Therefore, it's apparent that the DOJ first tried to convince the public that the requirements under Article 59 of the Rome Statute were complied with, and then later on, when such stance became untenable, decided to ditch Article 59 and the Rome Statute altogether and pursued another theory, extrajudicial rendition, and invoked RA 9851, particularly Article 17. Yun lang po. So, those are the three findings right now. As we speak, we are not certain if we will continue at magkakaroon pa ng ikalawang pagdinig. At yun nga, kinakailangan na meron tayong matitindi, magagaling at malaman ng mga testigo. So, nagbubuo pa kami kung sakali at kung hindi, pag-aaralan na lamang natin ang nabunyag nung nakaraang linggo. Yes?
Ma'am, in-raise niyo po sa timeline ninyo yung